right, off we go. 5 o'clock pretty much on the nose here, I think. Oh, even early. Yay! Well, after a 7-month rest, Sea Dream is on its way out of San Carlos and back to the Baja, right where we came from pretty much. What do you think about that wind, Kat?
Hilarious. It's dead calm right here. We were just getting whacked over there and flung around for the last 3 days.
With so many little tasks to chip away at since launching a few days earlier, we did not have a chance to do a shakedown sail. However, before a spell of calm weather started that was forecast to last a week, there was a good weather window to make the 70-mile crossing to the Baja Peninsula, so we jumped into action and got going. As we raised sails for the first time in 7 months, there were a few bugs to work out, such as ensuring our reefing lines were run correctly. As it turned out, the forecast 10 to 20 knots ended up being more like 20 to 25, so we quickly found ourselves reefing the mainsail as the sun went down, and we settled into what would be a very fast, wet, and at times rough first sail of the season.
Well, we're working out a few kinks here and there, but it's classic Gulf of California kind of seas out here. Short period, choppy kind of stuff, but I think as we get away from the land, it should improve. But all in all, it's a good start here. Cat's feeling all right, but I got the hydrovane working now, and we're going.
We often lament the fact that with conventional video gear, it's nearly impossible to record good footage at night. Well, it is our hope that non-sailor folks watching our videos can get a feel for what it might be like to be sailing with us. It seems that the night sailing action has to remain a mystery for you.
Well, we're well on our way across the sea. It's a bit heavy going right now. We got double reef in and quite a bit of Geno in. But we're pounding across these waves. We're pretty much out of beam reach now. It started off closer to close haul, but now it's starting to ease off as we get away from the land. So yeah, we're making haste for sure. Making 6.5 to 7 knots pretty steady right now and just bombing along, but got the hydrovane working now and I'm just sort of settling into the ride and trusting it and hoping to relax a bit. Kat's doing all right. She's definitely laying down, not feeling so great, but I mean, this is our first sail in 7 months, so I don't blame her. It's a lot to jump into right now, but anyways, it'll just be a quick night. We'll zip through it. And really looking forward to getting to that anchorage probably around 6 or 7 a.m., something like that, in the morning. It should be about a 14-hour crossing here.
With 5 miles left to go, the wind abruptly subsided to almost nothing, but luckily for us, the waves did too. With that, we kicked on our trusty Mercedes engine and pulled into Punto Chivato after covering 70 miles in just 11.5 hours. Not bad for a 46-year-old sailboat.
Alive! She's alive! It's 5 a.m. and we've just dropped anchor after a pretty rollicking ride across the sea. So we're ready for bedtime, but it's perfectly calm here. Just slightest little movement, but it'll probably just lull us to sleep. So it's bedtime. We'll give a little update in a talking head clip later. Bye.
That is good enough for now.
Well, good morning. We had a nice rest. About 5 hours of sleep, eh? Yeah, I feel pretty rejuvenated. I woke up with a pretty bad headache, but it's gone now. I drank a bunch of water, had a ibuprofen. Don't need to feel the pain. And Kat has made us a really lovely breakfast, which we gleefully consumed. And yeah, just sort of tighten the boat up a little bit. It wasn't that bad. It's probably very salty, so we have a bit of fresh water, like non-drinking fresh water for showering and cleaning the boat a bit. So we'll wipe down the boat, get rid of some of the salt off at least the panels and glass and stainless steel. But we're just going to relax today. The forecast is for this kind of moderate northerly coming off the land, which is just fine. And there's no need to go anywhere, so we're just going to chill and rest, relax, enjoy the peace and quiet here, watch some shows, maybe do a bit of editing. We'll see. It's a good day though.
After having a very nice long sleep, the next morning we headed to shore to check out a much talked about abandoned resort that straddles the point overlooking the anchorage. The stories out there say the likes of John Wayne and other famous folks used to frequent the grounds of Posada de las Flores. This impressive resort was built in the 1960s and shut down in just 2014. The reasons of its closure are not clear, but apparently upon shutting down, a new owner oddly took many of the outside doors off to use at a different property of his.
Just checking out this abandoned resort here. Would have been quite a beautiful spot. The structures themselves seem like they're in okay shape still, but
As you see here, in the just over 10 years that have passed since guests stayed here, the place has been ransacked while termites have infiltrated many of the wooden beams, which will no doubt lead to the roofs beginning to collapse. Despite this, it's not hard to picture people relaxing and enjoying this spectacular location, sipping drinks from the oceanside bar and swimming in the adjacent pool. We've included a link below of an amusing old video of the resort while it was still open.
Hey, how you doing today? Can I get you something to drink?
Agua?
Yeah, here.
Oh!
One to go.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Are you enjoying your stay?
I sure am.
Yeah.
Thank you. What you doing, Kat?
Pumping up my sub.
All right.
Yeah. We're going on a little mission to the Shell Beach. Somewhere over there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful morning out here. Had a really wonderful sleep. It was perfectly calm. We're just savoring and enjoying this, taking care of some chores on the boat. I just tightened up our new hard lifelines, our new railings over in the aft quarter. One of them kind of popped out. The little set screws are not very useful. Eventually I'll drill holes right through the fittings and put bolts in them so there's no chance of that popping out again, because that was not ideal, but luckily I did have lines tied because I was a little nervous about that. Just had to move this fitting here down. I had it up here, so now it's nice and tight.
Whoa, look at that. That's cute and fun.
Cute and fun.
Whee.
And there's the smoky smoke. We don't know what they're burning, probably garbage. Watch out for this stingrays.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's okay. You just gotta it's okay. Just shuffle.
No.
You're not gonna walk in sand anymore.
No.
Just shuffle. You want to tell me a little bit about this beach?
We just arrived at the beach, and it is known for being super densely packed with shells. It looks like there's some of the little bluffs that are like 3 to 4 feet of just straight shells. So it must be from the currents here and just the way this coastline is shaped that they all get funneled to this one particular spot. It's really pretty, so I'm going to do a little bit of shell harvesting.
We're looking for choice shells. Digging a little bit. A lot of shells. ATV drove on them. Another abandoned building here. We'll have a snoop around. Lots of interesting abandoned buildings. The resort was very clearly a resort, but I don't know what this was. It looks like there is like a water storage like right here, but it's elevated, and I have no idea. Really strange.
We later learned from some locals that this impressive but never completed building was going to be a restaurant and bar. What a spot this would have been to enjoy a drink and a meal as the sun set.
Hey. Oh, there's Kat.
Little baby stairs.
big beams, and then the bees coming and going from somewhere in here. Just doing a little project that I've been meaning to do for a long time on the boat. We're replacing this old CD deck with no auxiliary cord. So as you know, most music these days is digital. So we haven't been able to play our Spotify and our cell phone music through our stereo. So we've bought ourselves just this little guy, no CD player in it, but it has Bluetooth and auxiliary cord. So we'll be able to listen to our music properly. It was only $25 online and pretty easy little installation here, basic wiring. So if you didn't know, you should use these nice butt connectors. In a dry environment where this is going to be, you don't need to use shrink wrap over top of it, but important to make sure you crimp it properly. So I got actually given this ratcheting crimpers from a fella on a boat named Falcon. So thank you if you happen to see this. And it makes sure that you crimp the butt connectors properly. No just twisting wires and put electrical clip. That's not allowed on a boat if you're going to want to pass your survey. And it's also a fire risk. So I'm going to do this properly and just get this installed. Okay, got this all wired in. I'm just going to finish the installation. I tested it and it works great. Now we have music with Bluetooth here. There's all the wiring there. Let's tuck it in and then put the plate on and we're all good to go. We're just sailing about a mile or so here down to the other end of the beach. There was a leaf blower and some cars and stuff making noise. So we figured let's just go for a wee little sail and anchor down here. We also met some folks down here that seem friendly, so maybe we'll catch up with them as well.
All right, we got our party lights up and we're celebrating because we just caught our first fish of the season 2 Baja. And I think we got 2 barracudas. Trevor's just filleting them up right now.
They're not super big, but they'll feed us.
Yeah.
We're eager to eat some fish.
Yeah, and the sunset was absolutely beautiful this evening. We were able to be out and caught up with a couple of other folks that live in this area and watched the sunset together and still had time to catch 2 fish before doing our loop back to Seadrill McClyde. So we're going to have our first self-caught Baja tacos of the year and settle in for... This feels like really our first full day back to cruising. So very much enjoying it. Happy to be back. Alright, Seadrill McClyde is ready to leave Punto Chivato and we are headed south. We might go to Mulegé, but it looks like the wind direction is pointing straight to it, which would be nice for some downwind sailing. But it might also be a little too bumpily in there for us to...
Bumpily?
I said bumpily. A little too bumpily for us to want to anchor there comfortably.
Yeah, and this is a perfect sail off anchor kind of situation here. Obviously, pretty unlimited room to muck around while we being blown away from the shore. So, and it's real shallow too. It's only about 13 feet here right now. So we're gonna get at it, pull up the anchor, and sail straight off. So we'll start by hoisting the mainsail, and then start bringing in the anchor chain, and we'll sail.
as you can see, the seas are a little more than what you'd be able to tolerate over at Mulahay, so we're heading to Punto Domingo, which is about 5 miles from Mulahay and about 7 miles ahead of us right now. But it's nice, easy sailing. The hydrovane's been doing all the work, and it's just another hour or so we'll be anchoring up in a new spot.
As we approached Santo Domingo, the wind gradually subsided, but the waves did not, forcing us to use the engine for the last couple of miles. This was an easy anchorage to enter. Essentially, it's a wide open bight that is somewhat protected from the north. The depths come up quickly to less than 20 feet and then stay that way until near shore. After our wet and wild night sail over to the Baja Peninsula, this mellow 2-hour hop across to Santo Domingo was such a nice, relaxing treat. It allowed us to ease back into things as we continued to relearn our boat systems and feel into what the next 4 months would look like. Sailing when we want to sail, having the flexibility to wait for good, moderate breezes, and just living the good life of being on our boat in Mexico. Thanks so much for watching Sailing Sea Dream of Clyde, and bye for now.